If you want your channel to take off, here's what the creators who get there actually do. They run through way more ideas than everyone else, and they treat every upload as an experiment instead of a make or break moment. There are 3 habits underneath it, and I'll cover all 3, including the mindset that ties them together. I spent years studying what moves a channel, mine and over 150 plus others, and it's the same pattern every time. I need to give a little setup and context for today's video. Recently, I made a declaration to the people on my newsletter, and I want to share it here as well. I've decided to enter a season of experimentation. I want to try a bunch of new things to see what you like to watch and what I like making. And one of the first experiments that I'm running will be a live stream on the 13th of August. You can claim your spot and submit your channel down below. But I'll speak more about what these experiments will look like and a bit of a channel update in the back half of this video. Because first, I want to share with you one of the most important lessons I've learned when it comes to growth. If you want to grow faster, there is a specific mindset to have. Let me share with you some of the most important habits you can build as a creator. I'm about to play you a clip from the inside of my program. Every week, the group gets together for office hours, and I spent the first few minutes of our most recent session talking about this subject of growth mindset. It was completely unscripted, and I decided I was going to talk about it moments before the call started. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty proud about how it turned out. So, as an experiment, here is a side of me that you don't normally see, with all the pauses, false starts, and tangents included. Also, sorry for the poor video quality. I didn't know that I would be reusing this footage. There is something that's been on my mind. I've been struggling with it. It's been a pain in the ass, and I need to say it aloud more than I need you to hear it, so hopefully it can help you too. I heard a quote. I just made a newsletter about this too, so I was writing about it last night, so if anybody saw that in the last hour or so. The quote was something I heard from Jay Klaus. A friend of his had told him this thing, and when he said it, it's just instantly, like, I took the note down. I'm like, I'm gonna go write about that thing. And it is accelerating the velocity of exhausting your options, which is a bit of a mouthful, but when you really think through it, it is, there are only so many things that you really need to pay attention to, and figuring out what those are is one of those really important skills to develop. And for me, deciding which one I want to do is nearly impossible. So the way I tackle it is I remove all the things I don't want to do, and then whatever's left, cool, I just go do that thing. And it has been a challenge lately to uphold that. And so I wanted to kind of talk a bit about growth mindset for a few minutes. The the idea of what it takes, or what you need to understand, or how it actually works, and kind of that realm of stuff, where, because I think one of the worst things you can have is poor expectations. Especially here, right? You're in this group. Well, I hope you guys are getting amazing value. You've been able to ask questions and check out the resources and these kinds of things. But it takes time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's just, that's the game we're playing, kind of thing. But it doesn't mean you can't do it well. And the reason I call it a game is because it is a competition to some extent. A lot of people want to do what you guys are doing. And the fact that you're here means that you are miles ahead from most of the people who kind of just think, well, it would be nice, so I guess I would try. And like, you're actually putting intention behind the things that you do. In order to continue growing at an accelerated rate, there are a handful of things you can do. And I think understanding those and trying to bake them into your routine, or at least know that they are a factor in the first place, is a really big first step to helping you actually reach your goals and survive long enough to make them. So I left myself some notes here. Otherwise, I will ramble forever. Essentially, you have a set of options. They are probably more than you realize. Like, you have an idea of what they are, but maybe there's actually more than you don't know what you don't know, kind of thing, right? As Calvin has shared before. And growth is more about how fastly you can burn through those options. So what does it take to figure out, is this a good idea or is this a bad idea? And that kind of thought process changes how you act. It changes what you do. It changes your priorities and how you look at things. And so I'm pretty sure I said it last week, but I say it all the time. I try to treat everything like an experiment. And the idea is that it's not about how many views it got or how well it did. It's more, what can I learn from this? And that is that exact process of elimination. That is you exhausting your options. you're putting through the test. You're not just trying to think through them and think, well, this one should work better than the other one. It's like you can spend 3 weeks thinking about that what if scenario, or you can just go put it to the test. What do you got to lose kind of thing. Um, that level of bias towards doing is a really, really amazing thing to try and embody. Easier said than done. Like I said, struggling with it. Haven't posted a video in a couple weeks, by the way, if anybody noticed. So, um, speed isn't about rushing or hustle necessarily. It's not, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, far from it. And if you struggle with taking action, then that is you as a person. I'm not suddenly saying just don't deal with that, right? Like that's not anything actually helpful. Um, but understanding your growth being tied to making those decisions and acting on them is a very big part of how long it's going to take you to get from where you are to where you want to be. And I think that there are a handful of ways that you can put this into practice. So try to make it really practical and tactical. So this isn't me just kind of ranting. It's well, what does this mean? So first one is just surround yourself in it, right? You spend more time in it. You have more time for consideration. You think through it further. You give your brain an opportunity to kind of mull it over and for it to kind of sit in the background and for you to have it pop up randomly when you're in the shower or laying down for bed or whatever. If you spend a lot of time looking at like competitors or what the landscape is or learning about the different things you could do, whether it's, the resources of the Discord or otherwise, that time doesn't seem like it is being super productive all the time because there's no action, um, there's no tangibility to it. It is kind of it's hard to quantify its importance. But I think that is one of the key levers. Surround yourself in it. The reason I think I have the knowledge that I have to share is because I spend literally all day, every day studying this stuff. I put things together. I look at it from all the angles. I make tools and resources. I tell people about it. And then I pay attention to what happens to them. And a little side tangent about this. Um, I'm pretty sure it was Pop last week that I had the conversation with, but it is also a recurring theme where if you want to do something like a short form or some platform that you're unsure of and you're trying to do it the best way you can, but you don't actually participate in that community or in that format or understand what works and what doesn't, it is, I mean, you're just in for a bad time, plain and simple, because if you don't know what's good, then how are you supposed to make it good, right? It's like, well, I've been following all the advice of these people, but you don't even have an idea of what that should look like in the first place. Like, what are you comparing yourself against? So I think spending time in it is a very important piece of that equation. And then after that, it turns into what was my second point? Hold on. Apologies. Did I even write them down here? All right, I'm going to the newsletter. 1 second. Had them all succinctly listed out, and then I got busy doing something else. Okay. Ah, so an extension of that, direct continuation is to understand how things work. So spending time in it is one aspect of it, but what are you actually doing while you're there? Is it efficient? Is it effective? And so when you understand how to make a good short, now suddenly it gets a lot easier to go make them, or it gets easy to eliminate like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this and that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of trying to understand things at like a DNA level. The psychology of attention is how I like to describe it, more than it is like, I'm a growth expert and do these things and you'll grow. Like it's more along the lines of what is the mechanic here? What is the actual underlying thing that does this cause to effect? And trying to understand what that is and reverse engineer that thing. Um, that level of understanding and clarity comes from surrounding yourself in it, but also doing it with intention and trying to figure out like, what is it I need to learn? What is my bottleneck? How do I how do I do this thing better? I think this thing is not as good as it could be. And kind of that thought process. Um, obviously we're all here, we want to learn. Like that's a given, right? There's no doubt about it. I don't think there's a single person here who's like, no, I'm in it for the vibes. Like you can have that too, of course, but um, I think saying it aloud just it helps put into context. Like some of the reasons why it is difficult to grow is because you don't know how any of these things work, and there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of skills to build at the same time that you're learning those things. And then the last thing is run the experiment. That's where I started with this, and I think that so nobody likes to fail, right? It sucks. It hurts. It's awful. It's anxiety inducing. And if you're anything like me, you want to do everything that you can, the best of your ability. And it's actually probably the best way to grow. The only way you learn is by putting something to the test. And there's a reason why they say failure is the mother of, I don't know, innovation, or there's probably like 17 different quotes that start around that lines. But um, it's very difficult to channel that mentality of I'm just going to put stuff out there and see what happens and screw it, right? Like I don't care what other people think. It's not about them and that kind of thing. Whatever works for you, right? Like it's more about what does it take for you to go try things? Everybody's life experience, everybody's mentality, their, where they are in this overall journey as well as it's all custom. The thing I would balance that against, of course, is that feeling of, screw it. We'll do it live or however you want to describe it. Don't let that come at the cost of understanding that the thing that you're doing is meant to help somebody else first. That's the prerequisite. So, um, thank you for watching through that clip. I'd appreciate it if you went down into the comments and let me know what you think, good, bad, or otherwise. You have my permission to be incredibly blunt. This video is effectively over. Thank you for watching. But if you want to stick around, I'm going to talk through some of the things you can expect on my channel moving forward. I've put too much on my plate lately. I hadn't posted a video in a couple of weeks, and I've got a vacation coming up in a few days. Every year I go to GenCon, and it's the one trip that recharges me and makes me feel creative again. I'm overdue. I haven't taken a vacation since last year's GenCon, and all work and no play makes Dave a dull boy. Between the full plate and the trip, I didn't have time to make a video the way I normally would, so this video needed to break the mold or I'd have nothing at all. So I tried something different, and it felt like a good kickoff for this season of experimentation I mentioned earlier. I've had a fear, and it has been incredibly hard to overcome ever since I started this channel. It took me a very long time to come to terms and to be willing to get on camera. I've shared plenty of times about how I can get stuck in my own head and perfectionism can take hold, where it becomes near impossible for me to do unscripted content. I have to channel a very specific mindset. Otherwise, I shut down. I've wanted to practice unscripted videos for a very long time. And the year and a half I've been making videos, I've done exactly one that was unscripted, and it's been nearly a year since then. This is me putting it out there into the universe and asking you to keep me accountable so that I can kick that fear in the butt. In this last year and a half, I've helped many individual creators and gotten on individual calls and group calls and participated in other people's communities. I'm significantly more comfortable in my stance and my understanding of how all of this works. And that exposure therapy has done wonders for my self-confidence and self-consciousness. I think it's finally time to take that leap of faith and try some new stuff. I've had this idea for a content sprint for quite some time, and I've never really felt ready or like there was a good time to do it, and I'm realizing that I don't think there ever will be. I love the idea of trying a bunch of stuff, like the live stream that I mentioned. It's about 3 weeks after this moment of me recording. Please go down to the description and sign up. I'm doing this first one on Zoom because I want to get face-to-face with you instead of talking to a faceless chat, but I'm looking into ways to multi-stream so that it can be here on YouTube as well. But I have no idea if I'll figure that out before the first one. I'd like to do more live streams in the future, different kinds of live streams, but this first one is going to be for channel reviews. I posted a poll on my YouTube community wall, as well as asked for replies from a recent newsletter, and the overwhelming winner was channel reviews. Since I couldn't pick what I wanted to do, that sounds as good as anything else to me. But I don't want it to be some generic stream where I review a handful of channels. I'm looking for ways to make it special. And if you have any ideas, tell me, and tell me what you'd actually show up for, and what would make a live stream worth your time. Again, I'm really looking forward to hearing from you about what you think on all of the different things that I'm talking about here. Please, don't be shy. If you never comment on videos, this would be the one to break that rule, and I'd appreciate it. I want to try different video formats. I want to try making unscripted videos. I want to try repurposing the stuff I already do. I spend a lot of time in my week helping creators individually, and it feels like a shame not to give that to others who need the same help. I'm looking for ways to share my expertise in real time, to be more personal, more tangible, less robotic. I still want to keep making the videos I currently do. I'm incredibly proud of them. They're working, they're incredibly helpful, and I also want to level them up. I'm now working with an editor, and I have no idea if we'll work well together, but that's another experiment I'm running. I want to try low overhead videos. I want to take a crack at my own version of some of the most popular videos in the YouTube education space. I want to try a series. I haven't thought about making a series since before I committed to making this channel. I want to try making videos where I invent the title and thumbnail wholesale. I want to try making videos where I let the data pick my title and thumbnail outside of any influence. I want to put my systems to the test, to stress test them, so that I can improve them and then give them to you. All of this is in an effort to learn what grows a channel best, so I can then flip it around to help you grow even better. That's the whole thesis of my channel. It's a reflection of the things I'm learning. I go try stuff, I learn all the lessons the hard way, I do all the research, I make a tool for myself, and once I've been using it and it works, I polish it up and I give it to you. Speaking of tools, my plugin. I spent a little bit of time and it got a significant upgrade. You can go grab it or update it in the Chrome Web Store. I'll have it linked down below like always. For those of you not familiar, I created a tool for myself called Boundless Insight. It is a critical piece of my workflow that I do for every single video I make, where I analyze other videos like the one I want to make. It's a fairly straightforward process, and I tried to make it as simple as possible. When you're watching a YouTube video, there's a panel that lets you click one button, and it will analyze it for you in the way that I would analyze a video. Before, when you grabbed my plugin, there was a pretty massive bit of friction to set it up. Now it's really easy. A simple copy-paste. I made a couple of breakthroughs. One of the 2 steps that you had to do before, you no longer have to do at all. I've taken care of it. And without getting into the details, you no longer need to provide your own YouTube API key. But one thing I can't do is let you use my Anthropic API key. All it would take is to get shared around or somebody with malicious intent, and suddenly it's costing me tons of money so that you can generate things. It's a bring your own key plugin, and that meant that you had to pay somebody like Anthropic $5 just to try it in the first place. Otherwise, there's no way to generate the analysis. But Google lets you use their Flash model for free, so I've set that as the default. Now all you have to do is log into Google, create a key if you don't already have one, copy and paste it into the options, and you're done. That's it. One copy paste and the plugin works for you, at least well enough to try it. The analysis that it gives you is significantly worse using a free model. But for those of you who want to give it a go before you spend the $5, that's an option. The other big update, other than removing the setup friction, is that it now works on YouTube Shorts. Technically, it always did, but only if you were watching the short in the regular YouTube video player. I made it so it loads in your Shorts feed, and I changed the questions it asks in the background so you get an analysis that knows what to pay attention to when it comes to what makes a good short, instead of just what makes a good YouTube video. As with everything else in this video, I'd love a comment with your feedback. You can respond here, you can send me an email with any bugs you find, but what I'd really like to hear from you is how you use it, and what you'd like to use it for that it doesn't currently support yet. I have a lot of ideas, but I'd rather just make it in a way that helps you best. I'd love to have you along for this journey. I hope you'll watch everything that I'm trying with open eyes and give it a chance. As I run these experiments, I want to know what you want to see from me most and what you think I'd be good at. Let me know which videos you like by literally liking them. Hit the like button. Tell me the things that you wish I did differently by leaving comments on those videos. I need your help to reshape my channel to serve you better. This video is now in danger of overstaying its welcome. I appreciate you watching through to this point. You can look forward to more content and more variety as long as I can maintain it. I refuse to risk burnout, but outside of that, I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can, and we'll see if I can make it the 3 to 5 months I'm hopeful for. Who knows? It's an experiment. Thank you again. You're awesome. Keep up the hard work, and I look forward to seeing you at my live stream and all of my future videos. Bye-bye.